What is the logic of love? Good morning. My name is Father Frank Buckley. Delighted to be with you on this beautiful Tuesday morning in Hollywood. Welcome. Today is going to be a great day. This is a three-part series. We began with a little inspiration. This morning, we will be drawing from none other than one of my favorites, Mother Teresa, in Mary Poplin's book, Finding Calcutta. She talks about how Mother Teresa understands this logic of love. The second part of the program will be where we give the first part of our morning practice to God. It will be our 20-minute contemplative meditation where we will sit in silence for 20 minutes. I'll begin with a little guided meditation, and then we will enjoy the miracle of our own breath. And then the last part of the program is our Jesuit Examine, where we just look over the last 24 hours and notice where God showed up in our life in beautiful and sometimes even unusual ways. So let's get started. What is the logic of love? Let's see what Mother Teresa has to say. John of the Cross wrote that the dark night of the soul was often a prelude to a much darker night, the night of the spirit. This seemed to have been Mother's path. He writes, "The harbor in the midst of dryness and emptiness of their faculties, a habitual care and solitude for God, accompanied by grief or fear about not serving Him. It is a sacrifice most pleasing to God, that of a spirit in distress and solicitude for His love. It begins to kindle in the spirit divine love. First, Mother did fear in the beginning of her dark nights that she was not serving God well. She pleads with her confessors to pray that she not refuse Jesus. She once even asked Pope John Paul II to pray that she not spoil the work, to which the Pope replied, "And you, Mother, pray that I may not spoil the Church." Second, to do what Mother did, indeed what the missionaries do, she had to have His divine love. No other love, not agape, not eros, not philia, could sustain the work with the poorest of the poor in the conditions in which they live. Saint Francis de Sales of the early 17th century defined divine love as this: as making its abode in the most high and sublime regions of the soul, where it offers sacrifices. All of us who really experience working with her and the missionaries, even for short periods, know in our hearts that we could not have maintained it. This love was a love born of surrender, loss, and God's grace. At the end of the day, Mother said, "The less we have, the more we give." Seems absurd, but it is the logic of love. Thank you, Mary Poplin, for this reflection on Mother Teresa, this idea of surrender. I love again and again, the mystics tell us we get to God not by addition, which would be our common sense, but by subtraction. I can't think of a better way to surrender than to give God the first part of the morning through a contemplative practice. Something very near and dear to Ignatius's own heart is this question that we ask ourselves again and again, even in the middle of a pandemic. How do we move in the direction of becoming a contemplative in action? What would that look like, smell like, taste like, feel like? And a little drop in the ocean is we do this 20-minute program, we focus our light on it, and then we surrender and let the rest of the day unfold as it will. I'm reminded of a psychiatric professor at Georgetown who said, after spending years with a meditation practice, I figured out the research for all of it, except one thing I know is true, and I've never been able to express it in my research, that when we start a contemplative practice, the world starts going our way. Enjoy. I'm going to lower the lights. Get comfortable. I invite you to get rid of all synthetic rubber, take off those shoes, let your feet touch the green earth, and I'm going to lower the lights. One of the ways we flourish is to unplug from all technology. Yay. I will set the timer for 20 minutes so you don't even have to worry about that. I'll ring the bell to get us started, do a little guided meditation, and then we will enjoy the miracle of our own breath. Let's begin. Listen, listen. The sound of this beautiful bell returns us to our own home. As always, let's begin with diaphragmatic breathing. That is breathing deeply as possible into the lower belly 3 times. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Together as a community, inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Beautiful. 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. Last time, give it all you got. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Continue to breathe on your own. Let's get in touch with our body. Feel the feet pressed onto the green earth, our mother, and just notice any sensations between your feet and the earth. The theme for today is surrender. One of the places we hold a lot of tension and anxiety is in our shoulders. Anything you've been holding on to, any tension, just let it slide down the shoulders, and the earth is plenty big enough to receive it. Let go, surrender, walk over to the winning side. And just notice if you feel a little lighter. Pope Francis talks a lot about the joy of the gospel. One of the places we encounter joy is in our hearts. I invite you during this pandemic, when there's not a lot of touch, to touch your heart. And let's focus on somewhere in our life where we have encountered joy recently, and just name it in one word. Gently place that word next to your heart, and as a community, let's breathe into the joy. Together, inhale and exhale. Release the hands and just notice what you feel. Finally, in the spirit of St. Ignatius, let's set an intention for our day. Ignatius invites us to ask God for what we most deeply desire, being courageous enough to ask God for something beautiful this morning. And we'll seal our intention with an inhale and exhale. Continue to breathe on your own. Engage your sacred word a few times. Drop down and enjoy a little deep rest. Please continue.
Gently bring your attention back to the room. If the eyes were closed, let's open the eyes. Let's circle the wrist one way, then the other. Little morning stretch. Raise the arms up. Tip to the left and to the right. Little back bend. Open the heart. Turn inwards. Bend forward. Release and shake it out. Wonderful job, everyone. We'll now move into the examine where we look over the last 24 hours and just notice where God has shown up. Feel free to drop a comment in the comment box. If you're new, say hello, tell us where you're from, and I will begin. So today is Tuesday, and we are back to doing our flourishing and recovery group for people struggling with addictions on the street. And I am very excited this morning as I drove up to Blessed Sacrament to see people in line to get coffee, to get their temperatures checked, and to participate in the group at 11. So that's one place God has shown up. Second is my niece is taking an online AP psychology class, and recently we have been doing the videos and the assignments together, and it has just been really great to one look at what they're studying in AP psychology, and then to do the class together. And then last but not least, it's always wonderful to begin our meditation practice with this contemplative community in Hollywood on our Jesuit campus. And I especially really love the words of Mother Teresa about the logic of love and how important in the middle of that logic is surrender. So wonderful to be with you. Have a beautiful rest of the day, and I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. God bless you.